Okay, welcome to part 3. I'm sorry, there's going to be a ton of parts. Just this way we can keep it on YouTube, and it's so much easier. And hopefully you're watching it in high quality so you can read everything. Anyways, at the end of part 2, we applied this KLM logo. What we're going to do at part 3 is we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the SkyTeam logo, which is the same thing. It's a vector-based logo, EPS file. So we'll do it here. And then we'll do the flags on the back along with the registration markings and then the text underneath. So first things first, we'll go ahead and figure our area here. SkyTeam logo. That is not the SkyTeam logo. I got a picture, don't worry though. We can use this one. Yeah. SkyTeam logo. You can get about the gist of it, how big it is. About almost half the size of half the height of the door, and it'll be just as wide. So the best way to do that is because we don't have the cockpit windows on our paint kit here, so it's going to be hard to do a width measurement like we did earlier. We'll do a height measurement. um, so we'll go ahead and yeah, go ahead and measure about how high it should be, about right there. And go down to our paint here layer again. Make sure we're on the blue, otherwise it won't copy. Hit Control C, Control D to get rid of it. Control N for new. Our height, it's going to be 37. So we need a 37 pixel wide SkyTeam logo. So we'll go ahead and open it. Change it to pixels again. And change it to 37. Okay. It's right here. You can't see it because it's white. It's hard to see. So Control A, Control C to copy. And Control V, paste it in there. And we'll go ahead and double check the length from the door. It should be. Let's use your door handle here as a good reference. Yeah, looks good. About right there. Okay, so got that logo in place. No big deal. It was pretty easy now that you've already done the KLM. We'll go to the back of the plane. And what we're going to look here. Excuse me for a second. Never mind. Go to the back here, and we're going to double check that we're going to put our flags in here. So we'll go ahead and close these extra logos that we have, these extra tabs or extra windows depending on your version. Leave the left side open. Go to File. I'm going to open. First flag we're going to put in is the European Union flag. It loads there as a new layer. We'll go ahead and open the this picture here that has good shot of the tail, and you can see, good how the windows should be. Flags on the tail of this jet are basically one window plus the space wide. You can see here. So you'll do that for both of them. So Control A to copy, Control C. Starting to see a trend here, and we'll go ahead and paste it in here. Control V, and we'll zoom in a little bit, help us out. Hit Control T to free transform again. We're going to grab the side this time, leaving the rear even with the window, and we're going to drag it to the edge of a window. So we have that width. Don't worry about how goofy it looks. You have one window plus the space wide. What you're going to do now is you're going to click on this little tool here. It looks like a chain link. What that's going to do is it's going to, see it says there, maintain aspect ratio. So it will make it the way it's supposed to be, basically. So there's that flag. We're actually, it needs to go further back, but we're just leaving it here for now. And if you want to move something, like if you try to move something with a mouse, I know it kind of goes wobbly jawed. Best way to move something is hold down on shift to move it, and it will only move in 90-degree angles. So anyways, those are about even with the top of the window, or top of the door, excuse me. So let's go ahead and get the Dutch flag in here, Holland, whatever. Sorry to all my Holland viewers out there. Control V, same thing. We're going to resize it. Control T, free transform. Get the double arrows. Bring the edge in. There it goes. Maintain aspect. Drag it down. Double click on it. Should be the same, and they are. Yay. That's always good. We can get rid of that Holland flag. We don't need it anymore. We'll go ahead and use the Holland flag here. As you can see, there is no blank window on KLM. There's just a big space there, which is this space. So before we're done with this paint job, we will put a regular window here where this blank one is. So this will be a window before we're finished. And we'll go ahead and so you see the Holland flag should be lined up with the edge of the second window. So we'll go ahead and hold shift and move it over. This will be the second window eventually. And up to the edge there. And just look at basically the space there. That's what you're looking at. So we'll go back down to, I think, layer 4. Yep, there it is. If you're unsure of which layer it is, just hit the little eyeball and see if it disappears. That's how I do it. It's a little quick way to, and shift move it. About right there. Zoom out and get a good look at it. That looks alright. And they're even with the top of the door like they're supposed to be, and they're about the correct height above the window. So let's go ahead and put this registration mark in there, the PHBZI. So what we're going to do, take your text tool. When you select it, you'll notice along the top here, like I said, depending on your version of Photoshop, if you're familiar with your version of Photoshop, ignore what I'm saying here unless you have this version. You can select your color here. I'm going to make it white. I like to use Arial, however you say it. Arial is how I say it. Bold, and I think it was 18 or 24 point. Remember, I've done this once before today. So we'll just click anywhere, doesn't matter. Click about where we want it though, and say PHBZI. There we go. It should be about the same height as the flags, which it is, or close enough. Go ahead and get the spacing. It's even with the edge of the left edge of the third window. There it is. Make sure the flags are about the same. Good deal. Okay. You'll notice on the KLM though, there's a lot of space between the letters here. It's not exactly Arial. I'm sure they got their own Arial. I'm sorry. I'm sure they've got their own font or whatever. But Arial is the closest I could find to it. So we'll put our spacing in here. Standard spacing looks exactly like this. What you can do with Photoshop is use your character tools here that I showed you earlier. And this is your spacing between letters. And it has some presets in here. Just try 50 to start. 50 is pretty good actually. And see how that looks. See the width. It should go over 1, 2, 3, even with the fourth window. So 1, 2, 3. It's not even with the fourth, so it needs to be a little wider. I have it right justified, so therefore it stretches to the left. Makes it a whole lot easier. We'll try 75. No, 100 is money. So 100 is going to be it. So there we go. We got that selected, and if you're just got a little extra time here, if you're really anal about it, you want to make your dash longer and up in the middle. We're not going to make it longer. We're just going to make it up in the middle. Before you can edit any kind of text at all that you've typed in, you see it has the little T here. You have to right click on it and rasterize it. basically. All it does is makes it a normal layer instead of a typing layer. Now you're able to select any part of it and move it around. So you select your little dash here and move it up a couple pixels to the middle. There we go. So there, we got the registration in, got our flags on, got our Sky Team logo on. I did not start my stopwatch when we first began this one, so I'll go ahead and end it now because we should be getting fairly close. So we'll catch you on part 4.